We're back with Tea Time Disc Golf. This is Steve Brewer, and I'm joined back with Devin Frederick again.
Hi, how's it going, Steve?
Very, very good. We're back watching coverage of the 2018 Virginia Team Invitational, hosted by John Bisco and the Hawk Hollow Disc Golf Course. Just an honor to be out here playing, and obviously we've got some exciting stuff. We've got the two top teams battling it out in the finals to see who's going to take home the coveted jug.
Yeah, we're going to have the top three seeds going off. This is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of good friends playing each other here. A lot of good friends at the event overall. It's always a good time to be out here.
Yeah, man, some of the best disc golfers up and down the East Coast come out to do this thing. You know, it's always an honor to be asked by your team to come out and play. They know that you're going to get vegan raised barbecue. You know that you're going to have a good time. You know, I think we had, 25 people came down from Pennsylvania to Virginia to hang out and watch and caddy, and so it's kind of a local club, local scene event in getting everybody down here. But yeah, just a ton of fun. I remember years ago they used to let a traveling pro come in and be a ringer. A ringer on each team. But
Dickerson right there could definitely be held to a ringer, even though he's part of.
Yeah, he's Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got some good golfers up for you guys. Jacob Mueller, Nathan Brewer. We have Zach Melton against Jeb Bryant. Dickerson against Collin. So it's going to be exciting to watch this golf.
Yeah, it should be good battles between all three seeds.
And we're going to start on hole 10, which is just a huge downhill start to your tee shot, and you're trying to get it to land somewhere close.
Yeah, it's a pretty good crush to get it down into the water. I think just about everybody, especially the first hole, is just playing the routine layup, try and get it under the pin, and get your birdie.
Yeah, I mean, if you're throwing extremely hard, you can get down to that water. Just about any of these guys can, but it's just a placement shot. You're just trying to set yourself up for your second shot to get your birdie, and go through those trees across the water and to where the basket sits in a somewhat precarious place. It is close to that creek as it runs back behind the basket there.
And this is one where I like the way he plays his OB in the first creek. If you go into the right of a section he has roped off over the creek, you go to an easier drop zone if you're up the creek farther. So they don't get an advantage for a shot that's not hitting the fairway. They used to be able to bring it back into the middle. So we made a new drop zone that's kind of tucked away, and it's harder to get up and down from. So yeah, it's two different drop zones depending on where you go into the creek.
Yeah, John does that on purpose. He doesn't like to give an advantage to somebody who throws a really bad shot.
Yeah, they were over in the left there, yeah, in the trees in the creek,
right,
but they get to move it into the fairway. So I think that might have happened once, and he changed that rule.
And John runs a very good tournament. He explains everything very thoroughly. You just got to listen. And there's Jeb trying to get one across, and at this point, it looks like Jeb's playing.
Yeah, that's a death
4
putt right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he was just trying to play something smart, though.
You're
it looks
not
like
running that unless you're forced to.
Yeah, he knew he was playing for the 4 there.
So Collin's got a good forehand. He could possibly get up there for his birdie. That's a nice shot.
That's a fantastic shot.
He doesn't have to putt directly out the water.
As a right-handed putter, now his putt is going to be moving away from the water.
Looks like Dickerson's going to try and flex a turn over. No, he's far enough over. He went straight at it. Mid-range.
Yeah, he's thrown. It's a putter. It's that. I think it's a PA4 putter that we saw him. He's been throwing that really well. So he was playing safe. You know, he was going for his 4. I don't think he was intentionally trying to get close to the basket.
And that's the one tree you kind of get pinched up with right there in the middle of the creek. It's got a lot of little branches coming off it that can't quite see without the leaves on it this time of year.
Zach almost has the advantage being the lefty, being able to flex something, but he did. He just left that right, but he probably had the right shape. As a right-handed backhanded player, it's tougher from that spot to be able to get up towards the basket. And great upshot.
Just kind of routine upshots out of him here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, first hole in match play in the finals, you're not going to risk anything. I mean, you're going to play the hole smart. You don't want to go down right away, you know.
See if Dickerson's going to give this a little bid. Oh,
wow.
It was soft enough. I think it might have checked up even if he didn't make it.
Yeah, that was
Collin
precise.
Getting one on Dickerson early. That's big for Collin.
Yeah, that was a great forehand to get up there. But I guess Dickerson realized where Collin was and said, "Collin's probably going to make this putt, so I better give this enough." So good way to start out. Collin with the shocker there, getting one on Chris early. So he's going to have to fight to make his way back up. But I don't think that's a problem with Chris. I think he'll be just fine. Jeb and Zach, what a fun match. Those two are cool guys.
Yeah, they're two of my favorite guys in disc golf.
Yeah, for sure. And then Jacob and Nathan stay push as well. So this is going to be one of your shorter. For Zach, he has the advantage being lefty.
Collins got the good forehand.
Yeah,
Dickerson's got the good forehand. I think, all these guys are expecting to have a look at the birdie on this hole.
Yeah, I guess the mistake would be a little bit long, getting yourself back by that fence.
Anything, a little left of this basket, you can find yourself behind trees.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward, though.
Yeah.
And that was a good shot. I mean, he can't be. He's probably right at circle's edge, maybe just inside.
I think he's inside,
yeah.
And he's with his straddle putt. I think he should be fine from there. Jeb just turning over a rock.
Yeah, he took his flippiest rock out of the bag and just.
I know he's got pretty much the same thing right there.
And almost in the same spot, I mean, the ground is soft for that flick, so I like that coming in hard because it's not going to skip off into the water. So I really think that the flick has the advantage here. Chris showing us how it works here.
And yeah, they're all ended up right in that same spot, which is typical spot. You get too close to the basket, like you said, you start worrying about skipping into the water. So.
Yeah, everybody.
A little bit of a tester, but.
Yeah, but everybody pretty much is in that same landing zone.
Nice putt at the water there. That's good momentum in the finals, hitting a big putt like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't put all that much pressure on just because now at least he knows he has to make it. So guess what? If I'm going to go in the water, it's not a big deal. I got to put it in.
Yeah. I think Jeb felt like he had to make that. Yeah, here's Melton. That was a run to go up one.
Nice.
He sneaks it in there.
Yeah. Kind of an awkward stance. He couldn't go to his traditional stance, I don't think. Well, no, he's just straddled out. All right.
I think it's a little wider than he would typically go, but
yeah, good putt. I mean, he put it there. Let's see if Chris can convert here.
Oh man.
Wow.
And that's Collin right in front of him. So Collin has a chance to go up 2 on Chris early here.
Wow.
Which is huge.
Well done. But, I mean, Collin put himself in the position to birdie both of those holes. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it works. You know, if that's
and
great
that's
play
Chris
out of
missing
Collin.
A putt and,
yeah.
But I'm sure Chris isn't happy about that. We might see some aggressive shots out of him there.
We're about to see some fireworks probably out of Chris. And Zach won the hole with a good putt. So he goes 1 up. And then Jacob won the hole, and he goes 1 up. So, yeah, these guys are they're showing their teeth right now, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, out of these 3 players, their Lakefront is back 1.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, you only have 6 people on the course. So, I mean, you have
7.
your 7 people on the course for the team. So these
3.
three teams right here, the 3 players per team are this is important. They're really seeing, you know, whether or not they're going to be taking home the jug or not.
And that's not bad. He's in the fairway. He'll be looking up. It's not an easy shot, but he can still get up and down from there.
It could have been a much worse kick off of the ground there. But Chris with a good shot. He'll leave himself a backhand right up the hill.
I was wondering if he was trying that hyzer the way he was lining up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, that's right in the middle looking up. Little putter up shot.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Zach's lining up that
Why not?
righty hyzer.
He's got a lead right now. You know, he doesn't want to put the brakes on. He wants to full throttle. This does it. He hit the bank. I don't think it stayed in bounds.
Jeb just trying to keep it in bounds.
And with a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shot. He should easily be able to get up and down from there. Oh, boy.
He might be conceding after that.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if Collin. It's not a gimme shot. It's tricky.
No, it's
there are
technical.
some trees in the way, and yeah, he put him right into the trees there. So he's gonna have a long putt for his 3.
And yeah, Chris is looking like he's going to be able to up and down pretty easily. A little deep, but that's well in Chris's range. So Collin's going to have some pressure on his next putt. He's probably going to feel like he needs to make it to hold on to his two up lead.
Yep. And Zach was fortunate enough for that to sit down. I've seen so many discs roll down that hill and go into the water.
Yeah, we just seen it in our last one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the basket. I believe the hole was already won, but you can see the damage this hole can cause.
And we've got a drunk raccoon walking around.
Here's Collin.
Yeah, big putt.
Needs that.
So he's going to drop. Yeah, he's going to drop a stroke with Chris there. Not a stroke, but he's going to.
Yeah, he's
going to go to 1 up. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice bird out of Jeb.
Am I good, Jeb? Yeah. White lines there.
Jeb giving him the 6-footer.
Yeah.
Being a nice guy.
Yep. Well, he asked for it. If Zach asked for it, you got to give it to him. And there's Chris making his putt. So, yeah, Chris will get back one there. Just a good stroke. Yeah. So we got 6 holes left. Not a lot of time to make up ground when you start to go down. So I think that these guys, as Jacob and Nathan are now square, there's only a 1-hole separation between everybody. It's gonna shape up to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, no one's pulling away yet, and like you said, we got 6 holes to, I don't think anybody has to get super aggressive right now, but you still got to be hitting your lines and showing that you can birdie the hole.
Yeah, and this is one of those technical short holes that kind of plays tricks with you a little bit.
Yeah, slightly downhill with the creek in the back, only 25 feet.
Yeah, you feel like you should get this hole just about every time you play it because you just have to throw a putter straight. Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
The hardest thing in disc golf is to throw a putter straight.
That was great.
Yeah, what a fantastic shot.
Melton goes with a Warden here.
Right behind that tree, but that's still inside the circle.
20 feet or so. Probably an AVR out of Jeb. Oh, catches a branch. He's going to be trying to run something.
Yeah, I don't. He hit late. I don't think that he's that far away. I wouldn't put it outside of the realm of possibility that Jeb's going to, make that for birdie. Dickerson throwing it hard.
A little bit high.
Yeah. I mean, he's right there. I would have assumed that he was going to go long had he not hit those trees.
Nova out of Collin here. That's an early release. That's
and really good approach shot from him. He didn't take his time at all. He stepped up and.
Yeah, I think he knew Chris was right there and making his putt.
What a great putt. Yeah, that's fantastic. But yeah, Chris is close, obviously. And when Chris is inside the circle or anywhere near the circle, you basically chalk it up for that he's going to make it.
Yeah, Jeb was a little closer than I thought he was. They both miss. So just like that, Chris has squared it all up. So that didn't take him long.
Yeah.
So as comfortable as Collin felt after hole 2. After hole 4, it's
it's a
full momentum swing already.
Yeah, it's a whole nother match. And now for Collin to step up. I'll tell you what, if Collin can win this next hole, then you've got somebody who can actually, get away from the pressure of, I don't want Chris Dickerson chasing me down. You know what I mean? That's the last thing I want to be thinking about on the disc golf course. But no, this is obviously it's exciting. We're 4 holes through. We got a square match with the 1 seeds, and let's see what happens next.
So yeah, we got Melton up, 2 seeds. So
great hole. This is one of my favorite holes. Just you have to throw a real precise shot, but you get rewarded for a really good shot.
Dickerson can reach this one, I'm sure, and it's one of those you can reach it and get your 2, but it's a crush, and there's a small gap you got to hit that when you're trying to crush, it seems to get smaller and smaller.
That could have been, that could have been really bad for Zach, but he did squeak through, and he's about halfway up the fairway, so. And
that's just a good safe shot out of Jeb.
Yeah, a little. You want a little bit further than that. You know,
It makes
I think
it
that,
easier, especially with the low ceiling.
And we'll see how far Chris can get towards those woods here.
Looks like
More
he's
than likely, he's getting
full
in the
flight
woods.
out of that.
Yeah, great shot.
So he's going to have 40 foot, 45. See how big Collin's forehand is.
Hopefully, it
on
can
this
stay
hole.
out of that stuff on the right-hand side. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
He's going to have a really good angle to the basket from there, too.
Yeah, I mean, the OB's 15 feet behind this one, so he's got an angle where he's not putting at it. Dickerson's putting a little more at it. He's going to have the death putt. Another early release. Hopefully that stays in bounds for him.
It did. Okay. He's not in the best place, but it stayed in bounds, and he can get to the basket from there. And he pulled it right, though. Zach left himself a little bit of meat there. I know that there's OB behind there, but that's a little too timid.
And yeah, Jeb's got a great thumber.
Just veteran move.
Skip it up there. And he left a little short too. The low ceiling, I think, is getting these guys.
Yeah, they're scared of the OB behind it.
Oh, he's running it down.
He was chasing that down.
So this is Dickerson to go up one after being down two.
All right, so he is laid up under the basket, which is okay.
It's smart with the OB right behind it.
Yeah, I love the slow motion fall to the ground.
And yeah, it's tough to get it up high enough when you're staring at that OB. Nate not having any problems.
No, that was a great putt by Nate. 2 good putts in a row by Nate.
And yeah, that's to go up one, so that's huge.
Mm-hmm. And that's the putt that there's just never a doubt that it's going to go in. It's nice and low on a hyzer line, hitting exactly where it's supposed to hit.
So yeah, we have Chris and Collin still all squared up.
Yeah.
Jeb and
Melton
all
was
squared up. And Nate just went up one. So, I mean, we're still battling it out here. So, I mean, I'm sure all these guys feel like their teams are doing the same thing out there.
Sure.
And nobody has a clue who has an edge on who. So, this is getting exciting coming down the home stretch now with the last 4 holes.
Yeah, it definitely is. And this hole is no joke. My God, this hole is a tough one. You're playing to a very precise point in the fairway to give yourself a good angle to go down a hill to a really tight fairway with water all over it. It's a terrifying hole.
It is. I mean, if you're not lined up in that landing zone, you don't know whether you're gonna 3 or 6 it.
Right, exactly.
And he's not going to be happy with that. He's going to have a whole mess of trees to try and figure out how he wants to attempt to get through.
No matter where you're at, it's not good when you're down in that area.
Yeah, you'd much rather miss high left up towards the fence, I feel, than down right where these guys are getting pinched on the corner.
Yeah, as a righty, you definitely want to finish higher on the hill. As a lefty, this hole is just really, really difficult because you're flying OB almost the entire time in order to get to the correct landing area. Jeb with a really good looking shot.
Yeah, he'll be looking. He'll just be throwing something straight down the hill, trying to control his distance with the water and hope to get close enough for his birdie.
Zach is carrying it over the OB. And the problem with that is that you're timid and then Zach leaves it down the hill a little bit. So now he's going to have a really interesting shot for his second shot. But you'll see the gap that they're trying to make, which is right there. And that was low.
Trying to go with the flex forehand, but it drops off pretty steep once you get crest that hill. So
oh, yeah.
Height control with the water coming into factor so close to the basket is what makes this hole have so many teeth.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the shots that I'm seeing out of these guys right now. I expected somebody to get down there. Throwing something really stable, just making sure that he's staying away from the water, because to the left of that basket is water. And it is right there. Wow, Nate with a good shot, man. That was not, well, it ended up hitting something, but he hit that gap really well on that flick.
Yeah, you hit anything early, and you're looking at the same jail you were going through before. So, and once again, a good shot through the first gap, getting out there, be able to get up and down for their par.
So you can see how treacherous the shot is, that water is literally right there.
And that's a great up
Yeah,
there.
there we go. That was a good shot, too.
So, yeah, Zach's going to have to make that from back where he is. So, he doesn't have to be scared of the water.
Mm-mm. And that's what. So depending upon how murky the water is, then, that's the only thing to be scared about. And Chris just kind of laying it up there.
A little half bid, but yeah, there's no point in risking that.
No, what a fun hole, though. And now they're going to go back up top and yet another difficult
Yeah,
hole.
another tight fairway through the woods.
Downhill,
elevation.
it's
The hill falls off to you on the left and the right.
yeah, these holes are not easy.
So, Jeb went up one there, and Nate and Jake are Nate's up one.
Yeah, Nate's up one right now. Nate's making his putts and doing what he needs to do.
And Collin and Chris are still tied. So I mean, they're still duking it out themselves after Collin going up too quick.
And this hole is one that Collin can throw a good flick and stay safe. The flick is definitely more of a safe play. If you're right side on this fairway, you're better than being left side and down near the water.
I don't know if there is a good side to this hole.
Yeah, middle fairway is pretty good.
Yeah.
So Jacob and Nathan are off the tee. Both hit, but they seem that they dropped in pretty good position. So.
Yeah, this is such a touchy shot. You need something that flips up, holds for a while, and then slowly drifts out of it. And
It's a hard disc to find.
yeah, and controlling the angle, hitting a gap,
Yeah.
and
Let's see what Chris does here. I know he's
You
been
going
throwing a
with a
lot of
forehand?
flicks. Yeah, he's been throwing a lot of flicks lately.
that goes bouncing down a little.
Yeah, down on the right side, but
And he gets a good kick right in the middle. Should be able to pitch a putter down. It's probably, 150 from the basket there.
mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Early.
Oh. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. Out of his hand.
Yeah, he'll be able to get up and down pretty easy for his par, which isn't a bad thing on this hole. Not what Zach was hoping for.
No, and Jeb certainly has the advantage there, but just
I think he's still 40, 50 short.
yeah, didn't really take advantage of Zach's shot there. And decent, but he's left himself probably a good
Outside
35
the circle,
feet. Yeah. Here it comes.
It's a nice shot.
Yeah, he's right there. He's 15 to 20.
Chris.
He makes it look easy. Sometimes those touch shots are just,
Just a layup out of Zach.
Yeah, he knows that Jeb's got a longer putt as well. If Jeb can make this, then you deserve it, buddy.
I'm guessing he didn't have a line to the basket. Probably the safest spot he had to lay up to.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I mean, he's probably circle's edge where he is right now.
Nails it.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Don't question the veteran. He's been making long putts though, so he wanted to keep that going.
So yeah, Collin and Chris still pushing away.
There's only 2 holes left, guys. Somebody's got to make a move. I want to see some birdies. I want to
It's
see
time
some
get
fireworks.
aggressive.
Yep.
And yeah, it's time for Zach to get aggressive. He's behind. And same with Jake. So
Yeah, I mean, Nate's maintaining. Nate's obviously done what he needs to. When he needed to make putts, he's done that. Everybody else is kind of playing mediocre golf right now. So it'd be nice to see some fireworks going down the stretch. We got 17 and 18. 17 is just a very tough
tee shot.
precision shot off the tee. Yeah, you've got to be...
You're trying to get far, but hit a really small gap.
Very easy to hit early. Jeb played it great.
Yeah, it almost seemed like a mid-range. Just flip it up, get through the gap, and then throw a big second shot. Zach being the lefty, getting the really pump one out there with the flex backhand.
Very good shot. He put himself in a really good position. This whole area around this creek has gotten really sandy. I mean, over the years, it seems like it's becoming this tropical paradise.
A little beach heaven.
Yeah. And Chris with a decent shot, hit late, but really, I mean, he hit the initial gap, and with Chris's power, being able to throw a hyzer as far as he wants to, he can definitely get to the basket from there.
And it'll be a crush still from where he is for sure.
Collin can't be happy with that, but
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get his birdie from there, I think.
Nathan just as smooth as can be, but that thing turned over and kicked back into the fairway for him. So
sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, that's
he's
the
in
problem.
a much better situation than Jacob.
And when you go OB, they don't give you a whole lot of room for that shot. So you're standing on a hillside, almost about to fall into the creek while you're trying to throw your number 3 at that point with the OB stroke. Not a good place to be.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Collin's got much here.
No.
Catches a branch early, but yeah.
He got out.
I think he knew he didn't have a chance of getting to the basket. Tried to play it out far enough to the right where he'd have an open look at the basket.
Jeb's just trying to go over everything. He said, you know what? I can do this.
Just a big spike hyzer. Yeah. And he caught the tree on the corner.
Easy up and down from where he is. Good shot out of Nathan.
Yeah, I think that was the
he's gonna throw
last
a
nail
here.
in the coffin for that match.
Maybe a forehand roller, yeah.
It's a good play. Just turned it too much.
Yeah. He should still be able to get up and down from there. Is that going with a flick here?
Big spike hyzer flick.
Great shot.
Yeah. I'm sure Jeb will probably be giving him that one.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you that now when we're down here in Virginia doing this, it's the month of March, okay? And that tree doesn't have anything on it right now, but you play any spring or summer tournaments out at Hawk Hollow, which there's a couple of them, and that tree is full of foliage. This hole is incredibly harder.
More intimidating for sure.
Yeah, much more intimidating. Probably still have to play the same lines, but it's more intimidating. And Chris is going to flick this PA4.
Yeah, he's probably trying to give it a little bit of run, going up one, going into the last hole.
Yeah. 18 is a big hole, too, so if you can get the advantage now, get it. Zach is
Jeb
right there.
needs to put this in.
Yeah. Oh, don't go
Good
down there.
run. It
All
doesn't
right, there we
matter
go.
anyway. Jeb is right there.
Or
Zach,
yeah, Zach's right there. Great put out of Collin.
So Zach tied it up going into the last hole.
Right.
Chris and Collin have been pushing since their battle on the first 4 holes.
Right.
And Nathan
has the advantage.
Well, Nathan won now.
Yeah. Okay, so he won, so that was it. But yeah, no, I mean, it's weird. We had movement on the first 4 holes out of Chris and Collin, and then we went stagnant, and there hasn't been anything that's happened until we get to hole 18. So we'll see what happens going down the stretch here.
And yeah, I mean, right now, all we know is the Smith family's up 1.
Yeah,
so,
they have 1 win out of the groupings. So
they're all pressing hard to try and get the win here on the last hole, or else going into overtime unless their team already pulled it off for.
Yeah, I mean, a 3 is necessary on this hole. Collin has to be thinking that a 3 is necessary because for Chris, he's got the advantage here. He's got a huge hyzer. It's a hyzer shot to the basket, and Collin's going to have to pull something out with his flick. But not to mention, you've got Jeb and And Zach doing the exact, they're
This will
both
be a
thinking.
tougher hole for Zach, I think, as the lefty, having to almost throw it up over the hill rather than around it.
Let's see how far he can get this thing. Yeah, that's a crush. Yeah, that's a crush. That is a perfect shot. Collin going backhand, but he's going to be blind to the basket from there.
And it just plays so far from there because you have to go up and over the hill.
It's just
you're
you
having
can't
to throw the disc so much higher.
You can't see the basket. You can get your line, but not being able to see the basket really plays tricks on how far it plays.
Or even the trees in the background, for that matter, I don't think we'll be able to see.
No, yeah, I mean, that's a decent shot by Zach. He should be able to work with that.
Oh, yeah, Jeb's right in the landing zone.
Yeah, not bad at all.
There's a shot up there.
Yep. It's just nice to have the run up that's nice and flat over there on the right hand side.
Sun in your eyes.
Get stable. It was tough to see what that did. Oh, you might have left it out to the right too far.
Hopefully it's might have went OB too.
Wow, does that take the pressure off of Chris?
Yeah, Chris can par the hole and win now.
Yeah. A cool looking shot with Chris playing right into the sun, and he just absolutely parks it.
So he's got the win over Collin.
And Jeb needs to make this because Zach is reasonably close. Oh, he almost did. Wow.
And at that point, Bisco had come down and told him that they only needed one of these wins, I believe, which is why you just saw Zach just
pick up,
lay up, and call it a match.
So that's the end.
They got word that Lakefront had already won with Chris's win, and
very good. Well, I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that because it literally came down to the last hole. Feel bad for Collin because he did hang in there with Chris. But congratulations to Lakefront. They get to carry around the jug in Tennessee for the next year.
Their third one now.
Yeah, it's.
So, they might be the first team to 3 on the jug.
Okay. Yeah. Now it wasn't back-to-back, though, championships because, was it? No.
It might have been.
No, home team won. Didn't Spotsy win in there at some point? I know one of the Virginia teams did win at one point, but there they are.
We need a close-up of that jug.
Yeah, exactly. But there's John Bisco and family hanging out with the winning team.
The whole Lakefront team. Madison Walker came out to join them. So it always brings some great people out here.
So we look forward to seeing you for our next event. You can look forward to Mr. Andrew Fish and Becky Sonham doing some coverage of the women's event that was down in Seneca. So that'll be up next for Tea Time, and then we've got the Fishbowl coming up, so some exciting stuff. Thank you to Tea Time Disc Golf, to Austin and Christian and Lou for doing everything they do. The Biscos for having us for the VTI, and we'll make sure that we do this again next year and bring you guys some good coverage.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Tea Time Disc Golf. Make it a part of your day every day. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Devin. We appreciate you coming out and doing the commentary. We'll do it again, sure. Shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's always fun to be here. Always fun to watch disc golf.
All right, good night, everybody.